tiene el uso de la palabra. Welcome.
Mr. President, the delegation of the Holy See congratulates the ILO for its commitment service to social development through the collaborative action of workers, employees and governments as it prepares to celebrate its 100th anniversary. The preamble of its constitution, which states that there shall be no lasting peace without social justice, continues to provide a strong warning and a welcome encouragement to guide our reflection on the future of work. Mr. President, we feel today a sense of urgency as much as we feel a sense of responsibility. The information contained in the reports and the analysis of this organization regarding the inability to create a sufficient number of dignified and stable jobs is a cause of serious concern to everybody. We would like to stress the pressing issue of the youth unemployment. Despite a mild recovery in the period 2012-2014, the youth unemployment rates remain well above its pre-crisis level. As Pope Francis reminds us, we cannot resign ourselves to losing a whole generation of young people who don't have the strong dignity of work. The final goal of the international community has to be a recovery based on substantial job creation with reference to the principle of subsidiarity. To do so requires coming up with new, more inclusive and equitable economic models, aimed not at serving the few, but at benefiting ordinary people and society as a whole. It would involve passing from a revenue-directed economy, profiting from speculation and lending on interest, to a social economy that invests in persons by creating jobs and providing training. Pope Francis has repeatedly warned against the temptation to reduce cost by replacing workers with advanced technology. The replacement of workers by technology raises grave ethical challenges because it elevates economic efficiency and productivity over human dignity. The Holy See argues that in taking this path, we end up working against ourselves. To stop investing in people in order to gain greater short-term financial gain, it's best business for society. We need, in particular, to look for innovative solutions so that economic growth and well-being are not disconnected from the employment. Guided and directed by the Sustainability Development Goals, we should continue to promote the idea that it is not longer sufficient to measure human progress in terms of economic growth and accumulation of material wealth. Work acquires its true character when it is decent and sustainable for workers, employers, governments, communities, and the environment. Thus, work expresses and increases man's dignity. Globalization has generated the continuing internationalization of the world's production system, with increasingly prevalent global supply chains frequently making it impossible to identify a single national origin of finished products. The proliferation of global supply chains has profoundly transformed the nature of cross-border production, investment, trade, and employment. Global supply chains have provided new opportunities for employment and development in emerging economies. However, wages and working time also are affected by the terms of purchasing power, purchasing between the buyer and its suppliers, which often reflects the asymmetrical bargaining position. In these conditions, wages become the adjustments variable at the end of the supply chain, with competitive pressure leading to lower wages and longer working hours. In conclusion, Mr. President, the Holy See wishes to reaffirm its interest in contributing to the dialogue on the future work in the context of 100th anniversary of the organization. We look towards the continuation of this process with the hope that people, workers, their families and their communities be placed at the center of its future sustainable development and decent work policies as recommended by the Philadelphia Declaration. Thank you, Mr. President.
Gracias, Monseñor, por su intervención.